As I may have mentioned before, this car did not come with the key for the trunk. And so after trying a few different things, I tried every old 60s GM key I had. I decided to pop the back seat out and used a long extension with the 7/16" socket and unscrewed the latch for the trunk, not knowing what I'd find, if there'd even be a floor in the trunk. And I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. So here we have the original air cleaner, an extra set of NOS, new old stock, side trim, but hopefully is salvageable. It is certainly damp in here. That carburetor box is for the carburetor that is on the car, and I'm gonna guess that the original carburetor is in it. And I'll know more as I get stuff pulled out, but all in all, pleasantly surprised. So that's the part that came out to get the trunk open. Now that it's open, I'm going to figure out how to get the lock cylinder out so I can get the number off the back and have a key made for it. Fast forward a few days, I was able to get the lock cylinder out, and now I can open the trunk with a screwdriver as a temporary measure. As you can see here, now that I've got all the stuff out of the trunk, it is in pretty good shape. Some surface rust there. That plug in the floor of the trunk was out. I found it that way, which is probably good. But everything was in here. The factory jack and spare tire and the round cover for the spare tire. Looks like somebody had painted some trunk floor paint in here in recent years. So here's a closer shot of what I was reaching through with that long extension to unscrew. So I was able to get those two bolts out, and then the latch fell off and the trunk would open. And then to get the lock cylinder out, there's a couple of Phillips screws under here. Hard to get the camera to focus. I pulled those two screws out, and that pulled the retainer out, and I was able to pull the lock cylinder. I took that lock cylinder to a locksmith who's going to use the code stamped on the side and cut me a key for it, and then I should have a key for the trunk and the glove box. So this trick for getting it open worked great. I'm just glad that the trunk wasn't completely full of stuff. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to reach through with the ratchet. So thanks again for tuning into this episode of Quillbilly Garage. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for future videos.